The UConn women back in action this afternoon as they played on the road at Central Florida, plus a check on the Daytona 500, March Madness back in Hartford, and a whole lot more, all coming up on Sports Sunday.
Live from WFSB, this is Sports Sunday.
How's everybody doing? Welcome to Sports Sunday. I'm Elliot Polikoff. We have got a jam-packed show today. Golf, NASCAR, hockey, lacrosse, but we're going to start with some UConn women's hoops. And after an impressive win over South Carolina earlier in the week, today's matchup against UCF had all the makings of a trap game for the UConn women, even though the Knights have been the second best team in the American this year. On the road, 6 days since their last game, the Huskies haven't always gotten off to the best starts this season either. They did today. First quarter, UCF turns it over. Crystal Dangerfield somehow gets this tough layup to fall 8-2, and the Huskies just getting started. Later in the first quarter, 18-4 UConn at this point. Megan Walker with the jumper. It was 23-4 at the end of the first quarter. And UConn's defense still causing all kinds of problems in the second quarter. Dangerfield again making UCF just look silly, 34-17 at the half, and UConn didn't even shoot the ball that well in the first half. They did in the second, though. Kristen Williams with the three ball from the corner. Huskies breaking this one wide open. Williams had 12 points on the day. All five starters finished in double figures for the Huskies, led by Nafisa Collier's 18-point, 11-rebound performance. UConn wins big, 78-41. Another AAC game, another blowout win for the Huskies.
I thought we handled ourselves really, really well. We kept our composure, and we made shots. You know, that third quarter, we changed up a couple things on offense, and we got a lot of open shots and went in, and our defense was great all night.
It was very physical today. I thought we kept our composure, got to the free throw line. But, yeah, it was very, very physical. Coach just told us to keep driving the ball, so we did.
The Quinnipiac men's basketball team got off to a little bit of a slow start this year, entering conference play with a losing record. But they have flipped the switch recently, winning 3 of their last 4 to vault near the top of the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference standings. The Bobcats on the road facing Siena, and Quinnipiac's got a senior guard by the name of Cameron Young. He is no stranger to scoring, averages over 20 per game. But against Siena, he took it to a whole new level. He was hitting everything. 9 3-pointers, 16 of 20 from the free throw line, 15 made shots in all on the night. Add all that up, and Young finished with 55 points. The most points scored by anybody in D1 hoops this season. Heck, the most points scored by a D1 player in more than 10 years. And Quinnipiac, they needed every one of those points because this one ended up going to triple overtime. The Bobcats win it 107-100. They are now tied for first in the MAAC. When it comes to NASCAR races, none of them are bigger than the Daytona 500. So it's only fitting that the drivers will do whatever it takes to lift that trophy. The defending champ and Middletown native Joey Logano all smiles before the race. J.J. Watt, the grand marshal for this one, and J.J. didn't do a very good job of keeping this a cleaner race. 10 laps to go. This was the third crash already of the day, but it was the big one. 21 cars in all involved in this pileup. Red flag had to be waved for cleanup. And there's more where that came from. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Kyle Larson kicking off another wreck. The real question is anybody going to finish this race? 2 laps left. Clint Boyer getting a little too aggressive right there. That's another multi-car wreck. The last 10 laps of this race took hours. But in the end, Denny Hamlin wins his second Daytona 500 in the last 4 years. Connecticut natives Logano and Ryan Preece finished 4th and 8th respectively. Shifting gears to lacrosse, the New England Black Wolves looking to bounce back from a 14-10 loss to the Philadelphia Wings last night. The good news for the Black Wolves is they didn't have to wait long for a chance at revenge. The two teams back at it today, this time in Connecticut at the Mohegan Sun Arena. First quarter, New England down a goal. David Brock behind the back to Brett Manny. What a finish to tie things up at 2. Then Callum Crawford with an absolutely wicked snipe to give the Black Wolves a 3-2 lead late in the first quarter. Second quarter, 5-3 New England. Greg Downing on the attack, keeps it, and no fear from Downing, just dives right towards the goalie and fires it into the net. 6-3 Black Wolves. And after losing to the Wings in Philly, it looked like a little home cooking was all the Black Wolves needed in this one. They light up the scoreboard and win it 17-10. They are back at home next Sunday against Toronto. How about the Wolfpack? Back at home this afternoon for a showdown with the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. Down 4-1 in the third period, but Stephen Fogarty capitalizes on the Penguins' turnover, backhands it in, and it's a 4-2 game. And it's Peter Holland with some nifty stick work. Take another look at that. Gets the goalie going backwards. Suddenly it's a 1-goal game. Still in the third. Great time for Sean Day to score his first ever AHL goal. That one was close to the blue line, but 4-4 game. Two teams heading to OT. All too familiar ending for the Wolfpack. They fight so hard to tie it up, but Wilkes-Barre Scranton with a game winner in OT. Pack fall 5-4. They are back at home Friday against Springfield. So the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins get the win at the AHL level. Could the NHL's Pittsburgh Penguins complete the sweep of Rangers squads today? First period, New York tying things up on the power play. Matt Zuccarello with the goal, but the Rangers playing catch up in this one all day long. Down to go in the second. Ryan Strome putting it in on the rebound, and it ties things up at 3 heading into the third period. Then the Penguins score 3 straight goals. 6-4 Pittsburgh with just seconds left. Mika Zibanejad makes it a 6-5 game, but it's too little too late for the Rangers. Their long season continues with a 6-5 loss on the road. To golf now, and talk about a marathon day at the Genesis Open. They had to get 2 rounds in, and still Rory McIlroy hitting shots like that one. He finished in 4th at -11. Justin Thomas entered the day in the lead, entered the final round in the lead, but he faded down the stretch. Big birdie on the 16th, though, to make things interesting. But on the 18th, the birdie to tie, can't get it to go. He finishes at -13. 1 stroke behind your winner, J.B. Holmes, who didn't really do anything special today. He just didn't mess things up either. Tiger Woods was tied for 15th at -6. Still a lot more to come tonight on this edition of Sports Sunday. When we come back, March Madness. It is returning to Hartford. We're going to head to the capital city as fans get ready to welcome men's college basketball back to town. Plus, a big week on Friday Night Frenzy 1 that included a huge matchup between 2 of the top 5 teams in the state in boys basketball. We're going to take a look back at that when we return.